Before we get into today's episode, if you've ever had to heal in silence, fight through what nobody saw, or find your way while holding wounds you couldn't explain, my books were written for you. And even if you haven't lived it yourself, my writing is for anyone who wants to better understand the silent weight so many carry behind closed doors. I'm Soleil, author of If Only I Had a Home and The Wounds from a Healing Heart. And more books are coming soon. You can find my books on Barnes& and Noble, Amazon, or through my link tree. No gossip, just talk. Now, let's get into this episode. Welcome back to another episode of No Gossip, Just Talk. Today we're talking about peace. And more importantly, who actually gets a seat at my peace table. Because recently I gave myself permission to be unavailable. And let me tell you, being tired of people always needing something from you, that doesn't make you mean. It means you're drained. There was a time when I thought being constantly available was something to be proud of. Emotionally, mentally, physically, I was accessible. Like, really accessible. I was the go to, the call anytime person. People could vent, cry, complain, drop all of their chaos in my lap, and I'd take it. It didn't matter what I had going on, it didn't matter how tired or empty I felt, I always showed up. And at that time, I thought that made me strong. I thought that meant I was doing things right. But looking back now, I was exhausted. And the worst part, I kept putting my own needs last. That kind of burnout doesn't hit you all at once. It creeps in slowly until there's nothing left. Eventually, I had to stop and ask myself, how long can you keep pouring into everyone else without completely draining yourself? That's when I started seeing peace differently. I pictured it like a small table, something with limited seats, just enough space for what truly matters. But for a long time, I let anyone pull up a chair. It didn't matter what they brought with them: stress, expectations, entitlement, or just empty plates. I was hosting everyone. And little by little, I had nothing left for me. So I started saying no. When I started saying no, you would have thought I committed a crime. And then came the labels, the criticism. Someone once told me my communication was bad. Now, I'm always open to accountability. I'll check myself and I will reflect. But I had to sit back for a second and I had to ask myself, is it bad communication if I spoke and you just didn't listen? Because let's be real, some people don't want honest communication, they want compliance. They want you to explain yourself until you say something that makes them feel comfortable. So if I speak up and you still choose to ignore it, I'm not explaining myself again, I'm disappearing. Because sometimes silence is the only response that gets through. And if that makes me the villain, then maybe someone just needed a character to blame in the story they already made up. I've had moments where I showed up for people, genuinely tried to be there, only to find out later they were talking about me behind my back. Now, it's already hard to find genuine friendships. So when someone bites the hand that's helping them, that's not just disrespect, that's betrayal and a slap in the face. And what I've learned is sometimes people don't value genuine people until they lose access to them. And then after all of that, people come back around like you forgot how they treated you. Like you can just pick up where things left off as if nothing ever happened. The audacity in that. To act like your memory doesn't exist, to insult your intelligence like that. When people reach out like everything's fine, I don't argue. I don't explain. I just keep my distance. Because peace doesn't always need a conversation. Sometimes it needs action. It needs boundaries. And I had to be real with myself. I gave people more credit than they deserved. I praised folks for doing the bare minimum just because they offered me something I wasn't used to. I held them high for things that should have been standard. And honestly, potential will have you over investing in people who never planned to meet you halfway. They knew they could do more, but they gave only what I accepted. I remember telling someone no one time, and they straight up said we couldn't be friends anymore because I didn't say yes like everyone else. That's when it hit me. Some people don't actually respect you, they just tolerate you until you stop people pleasing. And I could give an example. If I say I just want to watch a movie and you agree, don't turn around and try something inappropriate, then pretend like I wasn't clear. That's not a misunderstanding. That's you choosing to ignore what I said. You heard me, you just didn't care. You thought I didn't mean it. You thought I was playing. And when I pulled back after that, now I'm the problem. Now I'm cold. Now I'm acting different. No, I'm responding to what you did. And the truth is, some people just don't like when you hold up a mirror. And while we're here, let's talk about those passive jabs. I've had so called friends call me bougie or say I think I'm better than them just because I didn't want to be in certain environments. But let's be real clear, knowing what's not for me isn't judgment, it's called self awareness. If something doesn't align with who I am or how I live, I have every right to say no. Same goes for habits. If drinking, smoking, or let's say you like to party is fun for you, cool. But don't shame someone else for choosing different. Choosing peace, choosing clarity, choosing not to follow the crowd, that doesn't make you boring, uptight, or bougie. It just means you know yourself. The moment you stop over explaining, the moment you stop trying to fix everything, the moment you stop forcing yourself into uncomfortable situations, you become difficult. But difficult to who? To the version of you that never had boundaries? Because healthy people, they don't get offended when you set limits or set boundaries, they respect them. So let me make this clear. I'm just less available. I'm less available to people who don't listen. I'm less available to people who drain me. I'm less available to those who treated my kindness like it would never run out. It's protection. You can love people, you can be cordial with people, and still choose distance. Sometimes you just have to feed people with a long handled spoon. So, here are my takeaways. You are not an emotional dumping ground. Access to your time, energy, and presence is a privilege. Potential means nothing without effort. Not every bridge is meant to be rebuilt, and that's okay. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's your right and your responsibility. All right, that's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening to No Gossip, Just Talk. Make sure you subscribe, share the show, and stick around for more episodes to come. And until next time, ciao for now.